This is why I shouldn't be in charge of the controls.
Good morning.
Good morning.
Good morning. The mom.
We're trying to figure it out here.
Yes.
And I'm going to hold my microphone and put it in front of my face just in case.
Yes.
You know,
So
I need to.
Good
morning.
Everybody's week?
Good.
Weekend's been?
Very busy. It went by so fast. I went to Oklahoma City, you know, on
Yes.
Monday, and it was just like a quick trip Monday, and we stayed the night and came back on Tuesday. But and that threw my whole week off because then I'm like, came back Wednesday, and then I'm like, what day is it?
Mm-hmm.
You know, and then came back and did the elf shop on
Yes.
Tuesday. We'll get to that. Megan, how was your week?
Great.
She's here.
Oh, she's on the mend.
On the mend, yeah. She's on antibiotics. Not feeling the best, but she's rallying.
I'm rallying.
Here she is.
Yeah. We went to Charles had his Christmas work party.
Yes.
On Saturday, and then we went to James over Christmas on Sunday. And I feel like it's finally, for me, starting to feel like the Christmas season.
Yes.
Do you guys feel like
No.
are
No.
in it? I know. Is it?
Well,
little
so I
I don't know
delayed
what's wrong
this
with
year.
this year.
I was on Instagram the other day piddling around, and I saw a reel of a mom that was just like exhausted, and she was like, this is why Christmas is so hard, like because you have to get all the decorations and you have to do all the shopping and you have to do all the wrapping, and then you have to think of the perfect gift to give everybody, and it's just so much pressure and stress, and it's hard to pull back and enjoy Christmas like you used to. You know what I mean? Like I loved Christmas when I was a kid. But
yeah, and our
you know,
kids
as
will
you
have the same.
I mean, yeah, you
I feel
try
like
to
there's all kinds of other things thrown at you too that you're like, oh yeah, because it all sounds fun.
Mm-hmm.
Then I'm like, I feel like that overcommitted. And
overcommitted.
Yes.
Yes.
I have a wise girlfriend who's like, this time of year, I try really hard to keep the schedule to a minimum.
Yes. Yeah.
Oh my
Don't.
gosh, that's wisdom. I'm like pinging here, there.
I saw somebody say, protect your peace. Like during this season, don't overcommit to all of the parties and all that, and like say no and only do the bare minimum. You know, not the bare minimum, but do what's necessary. So, and I don't want to ruin it for the boys or anything like that.
Yeah.
So, I mean, I'm trying to rally, but still, it's hard when you're exhausted. So, I'm sure all the moms out there can relate.
I don't know. I just don't feel very Christmassy.
That surprises me.
know.
I thought that you'd be dancing through the streets right now.
Me too. But I'm just not.
But it's a lot of work. I mean, I get it. So, anyways, but yeah.
Speaking of commitments, we had the first round of the elf shop this week at the schools, and I was curious, since your kiddos got to shop, what was the kid review of the elf shop? Because we changed it this year, and that is always
It's
a
tough.
little bit stressful because people have an idea of what it's going to be, and then you change it. And I was a little bit nervous about the change, but from PTA and our volunteers' perspective, it went really well. But I always love to hear like what the kids
Did Parker
thought.
give you your gifts?
No, did you already open yours?
Alex couldn't. He's like me. He's like,
Oh,
I just want you
funny.
to have them now.
Oh, funny. Parker tried, but we said no. I said
Yeah.
no. We are
No,
not
Alex-
opening those until Christmas. And
Alex-
so they're nestled under the tree
Alex
right now.
could not help himself.
Oh,
And what
that's
did he
cute.
get you?
Yeah, what is it?
So first he got something for me, his dad, and one thing for his brothers.
Yeah, that they could share, which is so cute. He thought of
got-
both of them.
He got me trail mix.
Oh, nice.
Well, first he's gonna give it to his dad, and then he gave me chocolate spoons to put in like hot cocoa.
Yes.
And I was like, "Well, what'd you get your dad?" And then he shows me, and he's like, "Do you think he's gonna like this?" And I'm like, "No."
What, the trail mix you're
Yeah,
saying?
because it had like bananas and stuff in it, and I'm like, "Your dad doesn't eat stuff like that.
So then you did a little
so then she
swap-a-roo.
swapped.
That was sweet.
And then he gave the boys hot hands. But
You're like, I could have used that one.
It's a hit.
Oh, I love that.
They're obsessed with them.
funny.
Like Aiden kept asking Cody and I yesterday, can I just sleep with it tonight? Because my hands are cold.
Oh my gosh.
I was like, no, you're not going to sleep with the hot hands.
Oh, I
That's
love
too
that.
funny.
I love that. We tried to pick items that were consumable. You
That
know
was
what I
so
mean? Just
smart.
not something to sit
I mean, let's
Yeah.
say it. That was smart because otherwise things end up in the garbage.
But the hot hands have been a hit. But now Alex, but then
good.
Alex really wants to use them too. Started crying, and I was like, I don't think you're understanding the whole process of gift giving.
Right, exactly. This is not for you.
Because you got this
Learning.
for your brothers. And he's like, it's for me too. And I was like, that's not actually accurate whatsoever.
Well,
what's happening right now. But that's
Parker,
fine.
Parker really wanted to give us ours, but we told him no. And then I said, well, who did you buy for? Thinking like me, Dad, Lane. You know, even though Lane's a baby, but I thought he would, but no, it's his grandpa. But I'm like, well, what about Nana? What about,
Well,
that's
and-
where it gets hard with the three
But
gifts.
this was kind of neat about it because usually they do go shop first. They have people in mind. This was kind of fun to watch them. I would be like, well, we would say, you were there. We give them the three gifts, and then they would have a person come to mind. You know what I mean? So it wasn't necessarily like the people you live
True.
with. They'd be like, oh, my grandpa loves hot cocoa, or you know what I
Yes.
mean? And so that was
That's
kind
true.
of fun to see, have them make the like thoughtful connection of like who would actually enjoy that gift.
Yeah, absolutely.
So, and there were only 3. We've decided there's no magic number.
Yeah.
We want everybody to be able to shop $5. So
Of course, yeah.
I think round 1 is done. We have the other 2 elementary schools next week, but I feel like so far it's gone really well.
Yeah, I think so too. And they weren't quite so overwhelmed, because that's what the problem was
Yes.
last year. And I've
Yes.
heard in the years previous, that's what it was, just overwhelming, completely overwhelming.
Yes.
So,
And lots of kids with
Natalia-
decision paralysis.
Natalia said, Benji got all of them toy cars.
toy cars. That's so for him then basically.
Yeah, so he got himself
Here,
toy
I'm going to
cars.
buy you guys toy cars so that I can play with them.
Funny.
Again, I think we're confused on the definition here. No, I'm joking. They mean well,
Yes.
kiddos. They mean well. It's
Yes.
cute. So yeah, it's now from a volunteer perspective, it was a little hard to write down all the names.
Oh,
And get all the spellings right. So after the first class, I stopped asking what the names were because they're like, I want to give this to my cousin, and it's like, what's her name? And then and then I'm like, do you know how to spell that? And then they're like, no, and I'm like, okay, I'm butchering this. Like they're
I
gonna
would
take
always
this.
just be like, if this is spelled incorrectly, just blame it on the elf.
Yeah. Well, and I'm like, you'll just have to, a cousin. You know what I mean? I was like, I just like write in
Yes.
parentheses cousin or like brother, sister. I'm like, I
Yes.
can't do this anymore. So anyways, let's hope that they get in the hands
Yes.
of the right people.
Well, and this is something that cracked me up. Do you know Miss Mashburn? She was a second grade teacher. Oh, I guess you guys haven't
Oh,
shared
yeah.
to that building yet.
Not yet.
And now she is the assistant principal at the upper, and she was Lane's teacher, and we love her. I'm pretty sure everybody loves her. But her daughter is in kindergarten, and she was the one kid in the whole building. Her class walked by us out in the hallway, and she was like, fake elves.
Fake
and
elves?
it was
Wow,
hilarious.
calling you out
Yeah,
on
she
it.
Called us
Ooh.
out. But all the volunteers looked so cute, dressed festively. So thank
yeah,
you. We
the
have
kids loved it. I
awesome
think the kids loved it.
volunteers. Yes.
Yeah, absolutely. Well, good.
Okay. Well, one of the reasons I'm wearing this clothes is because I had a cookie exchange party yesterday, and I overindulge always. But I have some Christmas Q&As, but my first one is like related to that because it was like a last minute addition. But anyways,
Are there right or wrong answers, or we're just
there's
answering?
just 2 choices.
Okay.
So you, which
Oh,
type
okay.
of person, like which thing do you fall under? Okay.
Perfect. Okay.
So
Let's hear it.
question number 1. So like if somebody gives you like Christmas treats or Christmas food item, can you stay out of it? Are you able to like have it at your house and not devour it? Because I am like, Charles even called me out this morning like, oh, did you get into the cookies last night? And I was like,
Where'd all the cookies go?
And my stomach hurt so bad. Anyway, so what about you guys?
Megan, what do you think? What do you do?
What kind of Christmas treats
I know.
are we
So it's
talking?
like cookies or like those meat and cheese and crackers.
I mean,
things,
what about
that's
the?
And your
problem.
neighbor brings over treats, and then you sit them on the counter.
So not necessarily the little Debbie Christmas
any-
trees.
It could be anything.
So yeah, I'm not a sweet eater, so I don't
I'm
usually.
not a huge sweet eater, but like if someone were to give me like Oreo balls,
Oh yeah. Oh, like the cake balls.
Yes.
Oh,
I
do.
would have a problem.
Okay, I do make the cake balls. I haven't made them yet this year, but I usually make
Are you going to make your
cake
pretzel
balls.
things again?
I do need to make those. I've been slacking. This is my problem.
Waiting for my bag.
Okay. See now, and those are different because they're salty and sweet.
Exactly.
You
That's
know,
the best.
so yeah, I need to make some of those, and I need to make those cake balls. But yeah, I guess it depends on what the treat is. But typically, I feel like I'm not a sweet eater, so I can leave them. But my boys, I mean, Parker and Phil. I mean, there's no Phil, especially. There's no, you can't leave them. It's not safe.
That would be the boys and Cody for sure.
Yeah.
Sorry, hun, but yeah, it's true.
Oh, Cody's like Phil. He likes sweet stuff.
He does. Yeah. Every time he comes over, he like grabs the Halloween basket.
Oh, funny.
That would be me. Charles can walk by that stuff all day long.
See, I can too. Yeah, it doesn't bother me.
So, question number 2. Do you like to tell your significant other what you want or have them pick it out for you? Do you like to be specific?
So this is probably new for you because
this is new for me because he's asked me multiple times and I'm just like.
But you got him stuff.
I got him stuff.
And he didn't ask for any of that.
No.
So you just got it for him.
Yes, because I listened. I listened.
And it's all good stuff because I know what it is.
It's
fantastic. I know what all of it is. And so it is. It's good stuff. You're a good gift giver. Are you always like that?
I think I am because I just listen to like the people that I care about and then I just kind of
like piece it
together.
Don't
you love when an idea pops into your mind?
Yeah, and I got
something you're like, no.
And the first gift that I got him was like I heard something he said, and then I pulled up something related to that, and I showed his mom, and she's like, "Oh yeah," and I was like, "Score."
Yep,
that's awesome.
Score. One of the gifts I'm not totally sure if he's gonna like just the thing, just because.
Well, yeah,
the thing.
Well, but that's okay though.
I'm over here like acting like I know what you're talking about.
Yeah, I'll tell you.
Yeah, totally.
But I don't know because he's asked me, and of course I have like, you know what I'm talking about.
Yeah,
I have like the one gift in mind for myself, but like obviously I'm not gonna say that.
Yeah,
if he watches this, he's just gonna laugh. But like other than that, I'm like,
there's nothing you want.
Haven't given him to. You haven't given anything to him, right?
No.
Oh, okay.
But I haven't. No, you're fine. I haven't like. Every time he asks me, I'm just like, I don't know.
You don't like shop and see something you're like, oh, I feel like I do that all the time.
I feel like I would, but I feel like because like it's our first Christmas.
Yeah, it's different.
Like so like I walked into Buckle and I sent him like a pair of these like cowboy boots and I was like, these are cute. And he's like, are you giving me ideas? And I was like, no, I just thought these were really you. Yeah.
Do you want ideas?
do you need ideas?
So has he bought you anything?
I think he said he bought me one thing.
Oh, okay. But you didn't tell him.
No,
you didn't give him ideas.
No,
there's nothing like that. Like first Christmas or two with a significant other that feels super like exciting, special to shop for them.
Yes.
See, and I was really excited shopping for him, but I feel like he's probably gonna be stressed shopping for me. So,
are you a hard one to buy for? I can't imagine. I mean, you're happy with no matter what. I mean, you know.
Yeah, like I'll be happy, you know, because like gift giving and like receiving gifts isn't like my top love language.
Right. So it's like,
but like I also like all the love languages. So
you're like shower me with all of them.
Shower me with you. Give it all. Feel loved no matter what.
Yeah, exactly.
Like he brought me flowers the other day.
That's so sweet.
Just out of nowhere, and I was just like,
you're like, I'm sorry, what is this for?
Literally, I was like, what did I do?
So in the past, this has been a big deal with Phil and I because I like to tell him exactly what to get. Or in the past, I usually just buy it for myself. And then I buy mine. And then he likes it when I buy him stuff. But I like to buy it because I've gotten gifts. And it shouldn't be this way. I'm very jaded. And maybe it makes me a bad person. But I'm like, I don't want this. Like, you know what I mean? Like if he's gotten me something in the past and I'm like, thank you.
That's how Charles is to me.
And I'm like,
so I get it.
You know, and I'm like, and then I feel bad. Of course I feel bad, but I'm like, hey, I know I want this thing right here. Yes. Like, give me this one, you know? But then, of course, it takes the joy out of it, you know, Christmas morning, because like, I already know what it is.
You didn't have to buy yourself. I feel
very
like
true.
There's lots of ways.
Yeah. So I think I can't remember what we did last year, but I think I did like Let It Go. And he's good. I mean, he's obviously good at giving me gifts, but I'm like, okay, I like this, but I would have rather that one instead. But this year I gave him ideas, and then he said, okay, just don't look at the email and, you know, because something's coming. And I even had it gift wrapped so that you wouldn't open it when it arrives and all this stuff. So I do look forward to that. Being a little bit surprised. He likes to be surprised. And so I try to pick up on things that he says throughout the year or whatever and be like, ooh, I'm going to do that, you know? And of course, like you said, if you see something, you know, if I'm out and about, I'm like, oh, that's good. I'm going to get him that one, you know? But then again, I also look for the wow factor because I feel like I expect him, you know, because I'm thinking it's a really good gift. And then he opens it and he's like, cool. I'm like, oh, Really?
You mean you love it?
Yes.
Someone said real men wait until Christmas Eve to buy any gifts.
Oh, that's funny.
That's one of my questions.
How far in advance do you do it?
Actually, that might be on the game for next week.
Well, but and so what? So Charles,
I like to get him some. You want to get him a gift, but he is a banker and he thinks about the dollar signs and everything. So it's like I'm sure he's like, well, I like this, but
does he question the cost?
No, he doesn't question the cost. And this is my trick. He'll be like, I always tell him if he's like asked how much something costs, I tell him like a way higher number, and he's like, and I'm like, just kidding, like it was $30. You know what I mean? So it's like, see, it's not that bad. But I usually get him and then return 3/4 of what I get him.
What?
Oh no!
Yes, because he's like, I'm like, if you don't want it, I'll take it back. He's like,
so he's really hard to buy for.
He just doesn't buy anything. He thinks like one new shirt a year is like plenty. And honestly, I used to like stress me out, but then I'm like, well, I guess that's more shirts I can buy for myself.
I mean, absolutely. I'll just take that back and just buy myself something pretty.
So he just, and it's all like, I feel like related to like childhood and you know what I mean?
Of
like
course.
how you grow up and how you spend money.
And so really fast about the cost thing, whenever Phil proposed to me, we had already been together for a long time and already talked about finances. We didn't have our money together, but I knew his money situation and he knew mine. And when he proposed and gave me the ring, I was like, how did you pay for this? That was my first question. I was like, which I mean, I said yes.
Practical.
I said yes. And then, that. And then like we got in the car and I was like, how did you pay for this? And he's like, like what? And then we went through that whole thing. But it took.
Charles checked my credit score when we first started dating.
I mean, I would do the same thing. If I, a long time ago, if I would have known how to do it, I would have probably done the same thing. Because that was one of the first things we talked about. I'm like, what's your financial situation?
I mean, you're so practical and such a realist.
I am. But it steals ruins the moment sometimes.
That's funny. My first question was like, did you ask my dad?
Oh,
he was like, yes, I asked your dad.
Oh goodness, yeah.
Did you ask that before you said yes?
I don't know why. Yeah.
Before you said yes?
Yeah.
He says, will you marry me? Did you ask my dad? Like, is this okay?
I can't remember. Maybe I said yes.
Did my dad say this was okay?
It was a long time ago.
Okay, so do you like to be surprised though? Or do you like to tell him?
I like, if I'm being honest, brutally honest, every once in a while I'll come across something that I'm not going to just buy myself and I'm like, oh, I would love this. And so either my mom always wants specific ideas. So sometimes I'll be like, hey,
great.
Are you going to look for,
Yes.
And so she's like, sure.
See, and that's, my mom's the same way. She likes specific.
I do. Actually, I love gift giving and I love the thoughtfulness behind it. Like you were saying, like you pick up on things people are saying. Mm-hmm. But I think when people do that for me, I think I don't expect that. And so when somebody does that, it's so meaningful. But I think I'm such a control. I want to know that I'm going to love it. But the times I've been surprised, I love that too. So it's like,
that's the problem because I think I have too much anxiety to like surprises, which is why I try to like control things. Uh-huh. And she knows what I'm talking about.
Oh yeah.
I like to, and I know that I need to like learn, but I also think that's like from past.
Yeah, of course.
Past trauma that makes me that way.
Yeah.
And I know I need to like
let it go.
Because when someone gives me a gift, I almost feel like bad. I almost feel bad.
That you're giving you. You're like, that's okay. You really don't. This isn't necessary.
Yeah, I almost feel bad.
Don't say that to Cody with whatever he gives you. I feel bad that you bought.
I really feel.
Save it.
Well, like that's like on our first date. Like I felt bad.
Don't feel bad.
I know, but that's who I am.
That's true.
That's who I am, and I just don't know how to like.
Mine comes from a place of like, don't waste my money. Like if you're gonna, for Phil, because Phil's even said before, like, well, I'd like to buy you flowers, but I'm like, don't buy me flowers. It's a waste of money. Like, you know what I mean? And so, or he'll come and bring flowers and just surprise me with flowers, and again, I'm like, how much did you pay for these? Because I mean, I do. Practical. I'm not. I'm Phil. I'm sorry. I really am. But yeah, he's like scared to do. And plus, I keep up on the bank account.
There was a free flower stand.
Here, free flowers.
If he does anything, he usually has to like use his cash because I check the bank account all the time, and I'm like, what did you buy here? And he's like, wow, I was trying to surprise you, but never mind, So he usually has to, if he tries to surprise me, then he has to tell me, don't look at the bank account until I get home. And I'm like, okay, fine.
I feel like you're Charles and I'm Phil. So I like relate.
Opposites? Yes. Oh, goodness.
Okay. So you ready? That was abrupt. Anything
no. I think, that was good.
Okay. Question 3. Do you put your gifts out as you wrap them or wait till put them all out on Christmas Eve?
Christmas Eve.
Same. Usually because I don't have them wrapped until Christmas Eve.
Me too.
Well, the past years I've put them out as I wrap them, for like nieces and nephews and stuff. But now with Lane being a little crawler, and Frank likes to sleep on the tree skirt. So he like nuzzles his way in there and messes up all the presents. So yeah, I'd probably have to wait until Christmas
I think Andrew
Eve
would just go in there and open them.
You think so?
Oh yeah.
And when they get old, as they get older, I was just thinking if they see it, probably mine are just not wrapped, but they might start to like try to figure out what it is. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
Like or like shake it and hear Lego.
Yep.
Okay, that was easy.
So what? Did you
I
say
don't have them wrapped until like 2 or 3 days before. So I just wait. Yeah, I haven't even.
I know I've wrapped a few things, but
haven't either.
You guys would be so proud of me. I let Parker help me wrap this last weekend, and because we were going to my sister's house, and I was like, okay, we've got to take their presents to them, and I said, do you want to try to help me? So of course I was doing it for him, and I was like, here, just put the tape on there. But then I gave him the paper, and I gave him the tape, and I gave him the scissors, and I said, okay, I'm going to walk away, and I want you to wrap this one. And he did. And he wrapped it. He did so good. I did have to use a few pieces of tape, like when things were, but he did really good. I was so proud of him. And I was like, wow, the girls would be so proud of me right now, like relinquishing control and just letting him do it.
That's awesome. Yeah. Okay. And then on Christmas with the gifts, does one person open a gift at a time and everybody watches, or do you do like a free for all?
I give each of them a gift.
So that's for you for 3 kids. Yeah. Do they do it at the same time?
Yeah. I each give them a gift. They open it at the same time. Then with our family Christmas, they'll be like, okay, these are all from grandma. And so all the cousins get their gift from grandma and they open it up type thing.
Yeah. Gotcha. Well, it was different for us because, Parker's been an only child for so long. So we always sat there, Phil and I always just sat there and watched him open them. And then naturally I would open mine and then Phil would open his. But as Lane gets older, it'll probably be like they'll open them at the same time. And then Phil and I would probably wait till after they were done and then open them. But at at a family event, we all just like a free for all, like extended family, aunts and uncles and all that stuff. But Christmas morning, I think, in fact, Parker last year, because he always asks Santa, the last 2 years he's asked Santa for 3 things. And so he Christmas morning, he's like, oh, I know what all these are. Because I asked Santa for these 3 things and they were practical things. Yeah. And he's like, so I know what these are. And he goes, you guys can just open your gifts first. And we were like, Parker, no, like you have to open yours first. Funny. So anyways, but that's usually what we do. Do you let the boys go together?
So we've never not done Christmas with my parents and my dad. I've never had a Christmas in my entire 40 years of living where my dad has not worn a Santa hat and he passes out one gift at a time and we all watch.
Oh,
and
really?
I love it.
Oh, okay.
I love it.
I was going to say that's a lot of anxiety.
Watching me open presents, but I love
Well, yeah, because then you're like sitting there and everyone's like watching you and like, what's your face going to be like when you open this?
But it's I love hearing how everybody's so different because in my mind, like that's how you do it. But I love it's like everybody.
It would be hard for me with multiple, especially 3 kids. Like, because I would want to know, like, oh, did you like yours? Did you like yours? But I guess it's all like the excitement. Mm-hmm. So, it would be fun, I guess, either way, I guess. But
and when you're little, like sitting there waiting for your turn. Feels like painful.
Oh, that's not even possible. Yeah, absolutely.
Okay. So do you, on Christmas Day, do you have fancy Christmas dinner or something easy after a busy day?
So our big family Christmas, we do a couple days before Christmas, and that's when we do something a little bit more. And this year, I don't know if I can say that on here. Let's just say we're pulling a prank. Anyway, okay. I'll tell you guys after. Anyway, so if Cody watches this, he's gonna grill me later. Anyway, so we do like a nicer Christmas dinner and ham or whatever the case may be, a roast or something. On Christmas, my parents come over. The boys open their presents. My mom's parents come over. Then we go to Jill's house, my aunt, who lives across the street. We do Christmas breakfast there. Then we go home. Like, everybody goes home. Uh-oh, my watch. Everyone goes home. You relax during that day. And then later in the day, we get together, play games, and we make, like, a frozen, like, lasagna.
That's fun.
For that night. And we just play games, drink wine, and eat.
Oh, man.
Something like that.
That sounds good.
That's what we do on Christmas. Well, because we do our big Christmas, like, 2 days before. But, like, Abby's older sister and husband, they go back home to Columbia for their Christmas morning. Mm-hmm. So then there's only so many of us.
Yeah, see, my mom's family, my mom's side, or I guess my side of the family, we always do dinner on Christmas Day at 5 o'clock in the evening. So that's our big Christmas dinner. But then Phil's side, we usually do them like Christmas Eve or the day before that. So usually Christmas morning, after we open gifts, I usually make a big breakfast, like for me and Phil and Parker. Sometimes my mom comes over, but it's usually just the three of us, and then we chill all day and just let Parker play with his gifts and all that stuff, and then get ready and then go to the dinner at 5 o'clock is usually what we do. But whenever we get together a couple days before, like Phil's family, and sometimes I do get together with my family a few days before and play games and, just kind of have like appetizers and just, relax and stuff. But, and we do play games on Christmas sometimes too in the evening and stuff, but yeah.
Well, like the 22nd is my family Christmas. The 23rd is his family Christmas. And then that night the boys go with their dad. And then on Christmas Eve, the boys will be with their dad all day until the evening because that's when they do Christmas. And then we're going to go to the 3:30 service. And then we're all going to get dinner and play games after until the boys get back. And then we're going to do our Christmas Eve ritual thing.
Yeah.
And then Christmas Day. So it's just going to be
I
one
love
right after the other.
knowing you know what I mean? I love that there's no guesswork. It's like we go here, we go
here,
we go here.
It would stress me out if I didn't.
Yeah, I've never lived around a lot of family, so I like romanticize these big family gatherings. But
I know, and we both have lots of family here, so yeah, we have
real close.
Yeah,
real.
I was gonna say, especially you. Yeah,
woo, they are across the street. They're there.
I love that. My dad makes French toast after we do presents every year, so we have a big breakfast, and then everybody's kind of just like sitting around, and then we just kind of do easy dinner.
Well, see, and that's another thing that is really fun for moms. If you're like me and I have to make a big breakfast, I don't have to, but I mean, I want to make a breakfast, but it's like, oh, great, I just wrapped all these presents, and then now I have to pick up all the trash from all the presents, and then
I feel like that's the whole month of December.
Yeah, exactly. And I feel terrible because Phil's a big help, and so he would help, clean up the mess or whatever, or help me make breakfast. But I want it to be special, so I put that pressure. Phil makes fun of me all the time.
Do you make the same breakfast every year, or you switch it up?
So I found I switch it up because I'm just like, what are we in the mood for, But I found a recipe a friend shared with me about. I call it monkey bread, but it's like cinnamon sugar donut holes out of like canned biscuits.
That's what we do every year.
And I just roll them into a ball. You cut them in quarters and roll them into a ball and then put cinnamon sugar on them and pop them in the oven. And so the boys love that. And I make cream cheese dip them in. And so they love those. And so because I know they love those and I never make that, that's what I want to make on Christmas. But that's a lot of work on me. I'm like, oh my gosh, I have to like chop up all those and like roll them into balls and then, And then, of course, you don't have breakfast until like noon because it's taking me so long to make it.
Yeah, that's how we are.
We do monkey bread and baked eggs.
Well, and I wish I could make it the night before, and then I probably could put it in the refrigerator and then like put it in the oven the morning of. But anyways, so yeah.
Okay.
Fun stuff. All the different traditions.
I can't even remember what time we're supposed to be done. I don't want to.
You've got your kiddo. Oh, no.
Are we good?
I usually try to wrap up like around 8 or so. Yeah.
Okay. Well, yeah. So that was Christmas Q&A.
Yes, loved it.
Yeah, I just had, I was wondering, this is something I've been thinking about, like Christmas activities that, like, I feel like I always have a mental list of Christmas activities for my kids that I want to check off. Like Silver Dollar City, looking at Christmas lights, yada, yada. Mm-hmm. But sometimes I struggle while we're doing it with the feeling of checking it off versus like enjoying it.
True.
So how do you guys feel about those things? Like I'm trying to focus on like being more present, like and watching them experience it and that be the joy of it versus just like, okay, my mom Christmas checklist. I got to have do this and do this and do this.
See, and I'm a schedule. I'm like on schedule. Megan knows this. It's like bedtime every night in my house, 8:30 sharp. Like there is no ifs, ands, or buts about it. So if we're out and about, I'm like, okay, we got to get home and then we got to do this and then we got to do that. And we have to be in bed by 8:30, like no later than 8:30. So I'm constantly like on a schedule in my head. And I'm like, we got to wrap this up so we can go on to the next thing. And then we got to be there by this time. So then we got to wrap this up, so it is hard for me. I would love to be more present, but that's just not my personality.
I know. Do you feel like you still enjoy it?
I do.
Okay,
I mean, yeah,
good.
I feel like I do.
That's what's important.
Yeah.
Sometimes I feel like I'm not actually enjoying it. I'm just mentally checking it off.
True.
Like we did that. We looked at lights. We went to Silver City.
Gosh, now that you say that, I mean, you're right. I feel like I do try to enjoy it. No, I do. I feel like I do enjoy it. But I don't know. Is it possible to be both?
Yeah, I just
because I do feel like I check it off in my head.
Yeah, I think there's always opportunity to focus on being more present and just whatever. I was just thinking, you know what I mean?
Yeah.
Like
Well, and it depends on the activity, I'd say too, because like a couple years ago we did the Polar Express, and I just completely, was like, this, we have nowhere to be. Yes. You know what I mean? This is what we're doing. And so, and I was all in it, and enjoyed every moment of it. So I guess it kind of depends, because I'm not a fan personally of like driving through like the light things.
Oh, I love those.
Again, I used to, but I feel like I'm getting I'm becoming Scrooge as I get older. But so that kind of thing, I'm always probably thinking about the next thing. So I guess it depends on the activity,
Well, and especially if you go to places with lines. I love driving through like we just, a million years ago when I was a kid, it was just neighborhoods.
Oh, that was what we did.
You know what I mean?
Yeah. And I love it.
Like, oh, there's a house. Well, now it's like there's these awesome houses where people put tons of work and they're so cool.
Right.
But you have to wait.
Yeah.
And, kids and waiting are always like.
Exactly.
I think tonight we might drive through some neighborhoods after Incredible Pizza.
Oh, okay.
Yeah.
Good deal.
Oh,
well.
Do you have a birthday? Is that your birthday party tonight?
Yeah.
Oh, that's fun. Is he excited?
Yes. He gets 3 little friends.
That's awesome.
And then you guys are going. Mm-hmm. And I think a couple of our family members are going to go too.
Yeah. Parker bought his gift the other day and he's like, have you wrapped it yet? 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 I'm like, no, don't say anything about it, because he doesn't need to know where it's at or it's not wrapped. So anyways, he's excited.
He's so pumped.
Good.
Like, he's been waiting. Because we didn't do a family birthday this year because he had gotten strep, and then everyone we couldn't get all together. So
and again, it's like Christmas time, so it's hard.
It's so hard. So all the family decided that they would just go tonight. Because originally I was just gonna have like my parents, Cody and I go, you guys, and then just his 3 little friends. Mm-hmm. But then because we didn't do his family birthday like we normally do, I think everyone's just gonna come, and everyone's like, it's fine, we can come. Like, no biggie.
Yeah, that'll be good.
That's fun.
Yeah.
Well, I thought it would be fun if we started maybe ending the show with like a mom tip or nugget of wisdom or just something to think about.
I love that.
So today I was thinking Gavin's first grade class is doing their Christmas kindness challenge. And so every day they have a challenge. And I just loved this one. And I thought it was fitting for like this busy season and everybody's kind of stressed, but it just says, smile at as many people as you can today. So,
I love that.
So, anyways, I thought that was a good thing to think about as we're trudging through
like
all the things. So,
I love that.
Yes, spread a little Christmas cheer. So
love it.
That's all I have.
Awesome. You did so great leading the show today. Look at you. That was so fun.
Have a good weekend.
Yes.
Next
have a good weekend.
I don't have kids this weekend, so cool. Great.
Megan, I don't know which button to push.
Okay. I can't see.
Okay, bye guys.
Here.